Hi, how you doing? Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you. It's good to have you on this broadcast. Welcome to Newspaper Review on Niger Watch. It's good to have you on here. Please do also like this broadcast as we move on. And if you are yet to subscribe to our YouTube channel, please take out a minute to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you very much. And also do well to turn on your notification bell. Yes, do well to turn on your notification bell. I hope each and every one of you are doing just fine. I hope so that day okay. What's happening? All right, about time we review the papers, we see what our lawmakers are talking about. Yes, it's about time we disagree, we agree, we dissect, and of course, we discuss. And most importantly, we educate ourselves on what is going on in the country and what's the way forward. Yesterday was quite an insightful time, and I am thankful to each and every one of you that participated, those on the comment section, on the live chat, and even those that that clicked on the link and they were on here educating us with their submission. Thank you very much. This is another beautiful day. It's another fine day for us to review the papers. And I welcome you to this broadcast today. Please do well to like the broadcast as we move. Aside with good morning to you too. How you doing? It's good to have you on here. Thank you for being here. Mom Diaspora, good morning to you, dearest. Mama, it's good to have you on this broadcast. Thank you for being here. And a big shout out to each and every one of you out there, to my amazing panelists. Okay, I'm thanking you in advance. Thank you. But please take out time to like the broadcast before clicking on the link. I'd like to hear from you. I cannot wait to hear from you. But please, take out time to click on the link. Thank you very much. And to each and every one of you out there, please take out time to support us by clicking on the dollar sign to the right on the comment section. All right. So we would go into say business proper of the day. All right. Our first paper for today is the Daily Trust. And Daily Trust we have on here. Atiku meets UK officials on economy security. Others. I have fulfilled pledge to tackle Boko Haram, says Buhari. Brain drain. Federal government to hire Nigerian doctors abroad. Okay. And insecurity. Now trail INEC statements on elections, postponement, and cancellation. We want insecurity may jeopardize polls, says ACF. We won't accept postponement, says Afenifere. Old Buhari, APC responsible, says PDP. It is a call for action, says CSOs. No cause for alarm, says the federal government. Federal government. Okay. Yeah, we have EFCC declares 6 winners for Lekki Peninsula property. If you are following that story, you are interested, please take a dive on page 33 on the Daily Trust. 51 arrested in Lagos as gunmen open fire on NDLEA operatives. Our railway unbundling will impact the industry, says Ocholi. Race to the NAS. Kaduna North, inside Rep Samilia, Elbafai Sons tug of war. The picture story on there is for the PVC, people queuing to collect their PVC, the permanent voters card, at Alimosho Grammar School in Lagos on Tuesday. And I hope that these activities are kicking over there. Wherever that you are not in the country, you are in the country, you have people back home. A good time to mobilize, get them. They should go out there. The same kind of mobilization that was done for people to go out there and register. Let us keep that momentum. Let us keep it the hype up there. Let us mobilize. Let us see how we can galvanize these people to go out and see to the collection of the anyhow way we want to, and let us we see to the collection of their PVC and also see to it that they go and vote. Let us do our own part. Let nobody. You see, we are all doing our own part. So I don't see how anybody can come out and say to Nigerians, with everything that they are doing, everybody is playing their part. I cannot come out and say that election, the chances that they're going to cancel the election due to the insecurity. And in the same paper, the president is saying that I have fulfilled my pledge to tackle Boko Haram. So when we talk about insecurity, it is only Boko Haram. So the reason why the president did not go after those others, because he did not promise us. I mean, it's a question, Abi, because he did not promise us to go after bandits, terrorists. He only promised us to go after Boko Haram. All right. If you think otherwise of this submission on here, please do. I mean, you know what to do. Click on the link. Come on here and let us hear or know how you feel about what we have on the papers today. Okay, so on brain drain, today's paper has a get us to be. But nice, how are you? I hope you're well. It's been a long time and just checking in on you, Mr. Kennedy. What's happening? I hope you're well too. All right, so talking about brain drain, federal government to hire Nigeria. So let's understand this picture. Those ones that jackpot, so the federal government will now go and hire them, then they will now come back into the country. So those ones that are left here, how would they feel? Well, there's a story that that shows us how urgently we need a doctor. I will wait until we get to that paper before I take that story. But it looks like it's in the plan for federal government to hire Nigerian doctors abroad. So they'll come to Nigeria and work as expatriates. Hey, Abi, they'll come to Nigeria and work as expatriates, right? And they'll be earning in dollars. No, I mean, we didn't have to get to this place now. We didn't have to get to this place when the things were not available for these people to even stay in their country to start with. Now, these are the same people that have found a good ground. Are they going to agree to come back to Nigeria and work? These are the questions. Let's see how that plays out. Well, CSO, Afenifere, Ohaneze, nobody is, even Lai Mohammed, nobody in the federal government, let's not say even Lai Mohammed, the federal government have come out to say, no, that is unacceptable. In fact, that statement, and that I also think that INEC drops, very loose statement, things they shouldn't, things that shouldn't be said. That the kind of things that INEC no cause kata for country. How about? Well, everybody seems to be not having it. Nobody's having the statement by INEC saying because of insecurity or the insurgents going on in the country that the elections were not. Oh, the CSOs are saying it is a call for action. So, I mean, all the people that are dying from all of these things, it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough for a call for action. When Suji, one of the infamous most wanted terrorists, we cannot even say most wanted because they know where they did now. Most wanted now when you they find person you don't know where it did. Well, it dares the military. You would think that is enough for a call to action, but no, this is the one that is supposed to be enough for a call to action. But at least people have found a reason, right, for a call to action, and I hope that you use this and you swing into action already come 25th of February. All right, this other story, 51 arrested. NDLEA are set to be pursuing a wanted drug baron. The late siege for him, it happened in Ikoyi area of Lagos State. The late yesterday as at 1 a.m. They let siege for him and they got intel on a consignment coming in. And when the truck got there, they pursued the truck, they followed the truck, and then they realized that they were being protected by military men and police officers also, because there was a gun duel, there was a retaliation, where there was a shootout between these people, and NDLEA are saying that these people are being protected by the military and also by the police. Although, of course, the military said nothing regarding this, but the police, trust the police. Police have already come out to wash. I mean, trust the police. The police have come out to wash their hand and say that nope, that they are not in on this. They're not protecting no drug baron. But then again, you look at NDLEA, they seem to be nipping these people in the bud, and we love to see, but also we love to see that the security operatives, are working rightly with these people. We cannot afford to have drug overdose as a pandemic. That one will be very, very hard to fight. I mean, you're walking on the road, you see what's happening in the Western world. You can't even imagine it happening here to destroy lots of people, lots of people. These days that children are not the ones doing the parenting. I mean, most of them are not the ones doing the parenting. So who is going to stop who? It's really, really, really going to do a whole lot of havoc. And I'm hoping that, they get all the support, all the backings that they need to curb all of this. and they were said to be carrying Canadian loud, yes, a truck of Canadian loud, but they were not able to intercept because of the backup, the security backup that these people have. That will not be easy. All right, what other story that we have here? Okay, we've taken as much as we have on Daily Trust. We'll be moving real quick to the Daily Sun. On the Daily Sun, we have presidency not retirement benefits, says Obi. APC governors meet in Abuja, keep mum. On insecurity, federal government allays fears on election cancellation. Vows nothing will stop poll program. Reps condemn alarm. Edo train attack. We have not completely won war against insecurity, says Tinubu. Autumn denies G5 governors alleged endorsement of Atiku. More controversies trail new Naira notes, CBN transaction limits. Enugu SMEs beneficiaries hail back Uguay for Senate, other candidates. LP campaign venue. Delta accuses Utomi of deceit and blackmail. Atiku, Tinubu, Sanwo-Olu, others mourn AMA founder Ayim Osigwe. 2023, candidates championing modern democracy with power of delegation, says Kalu. I have fulfilled my says he has stabilized Nigeria, tackled Boko Haram. He has succeeded in taking country from top to bottom, says PDP. Adeleke orders review of Ilesa varsity establishment. Okay, so ADNOCs are still trailing the president over his appraisal, self-appraisal, saying that he has fulfilled his campaign promises, the one he made on the 29th of May 2015. He's saying that he has done. Well, we took that story already. But pointing out Pukara, and that nobody should point out to him saying that he has not done this, or he has not fulfilled promises, or that he is living with largesses our money, that he doesn't have 1 square inch of property outside of Nigeria. He has nothing, and back home in Dara, that is all that he has. Okay, the president keeps saying it, he keeps saying it. Maybe that is his own definition of fighting corruption. Maybe that is his own definition, right? That you don't have anything to. All right. So the president is washing his hand clean, and the series Buhari's PMB scorecard is still ongoing, and amongst it, the likes of Lai Mohammed has said to Nigerians that you have nothing. I mean, I had to say that the Minister of Information has said to Nigerians that you have nothing whatsoever to be worried about, that the election will hold. Come rain, come sunshine. Now, the problem is not in assuring us that the election will hold. The problem is in who is assuring us that the election will hold. That is where the problem is. I mean, who are we going to believe? Are we going to look at INEC's face, or we are going to look at Lai Mohammed, or even look at the federal government? Yeah, saying that it will hold. Now, talking about the federal government, talking about the promises, sometime last week or 2 weeks back, it was in the paper of a new variant of COVID-19. Initially, the government issued a statement saying that there is no cause for alarm, there's no cause for fears. And 3 days later, we saw in the papers that about 16 countries have started putting parameters in their borders, their airports, and restrictions and all of that. And then you see federal government are saying that, that we should begin to reason putting these parameters, these safety measures also, because of the new cracking and variants that is out there. And then the federal government comes out again to say there is no cause for alarm whatsoever. All the distancing, the face masks, all of these things are not what helps with COVID-19. These are not what will help prevent the transmission of COVID-19. I mean, there's just so much back and forth when it comes to that. But so we're talking about the elections, federal government. The same federal government, when UK and even the US released intelligence that there is likely to be bombing in this area and called for safety measures to be, to be strongly looked onto by their own citizens. The federal government also came out and assured us that there's nothing to be worried about, Federal government, you are still assuring us that there is nothing to worry about, that the election is going to hold come 25th of February. I think this is where we should start asking ourselves questions. Will the election truly hold? Is there really no cause for alarm? If there's truly no cause for alarm, why would INEC come out and say something as, as in that's an insensitive statement to make? INEC shouldn't have come out to say something or make it look like there is a problem. As I said yesterday, that people will begin to sharpen their plan B. People are going to be angry. There's going to be, in fact, there's even so much peace and normalcy than expected after a comment like this, went on here. And I'm grateful for, and I'm happy for the peace that has, that is there. But INEC should watch it going forward. They cannot just come out and be saying things like this. It is harmful in the society. This election, the way people are clamoring and going out to get their PVC, people are really hoping that it works out. People are really hoping that this happens. And I'm calling out to the president. You said over time, you left the shores of Nigeria. You've gone abroad, you've gone to different, we don't beg you, we tell our own JJ, only for us to be hearing on international waters that you are assuring, or you've assured us that you will give us free and fair election. Okay, before Uncle, you don't want to give us free and fair election. I mean, before Uncle, are we not entitled to free and fair election? But now you've gone about going to places saying that, as promising us. And now they're saying, and now INEC is putting out one side to say it looks like. Okay, now we're asking you, well, on our own, and you came to, but please make well to fulfill your promise of seeing to it that we have an election come February 25th and come 11th of March, respectfully, for these elections. And I hope that, we deserve that. I mean, even if we don't deserve it, we deserve it. Buhari, you promised us, since you're in the area of doing the things that you said that you would do, then you might as well just want to add this one so that, you will beat your chest and say that you've given to Nigerians everything that you've promised to them. You promised us this one, and I hope that you will deliver on it. Oh, wow. I just take a swipe onto the comment section. Kachi, it's good to have you on the broadcast. Thank you for being here. Mommy Diaspora says, if Buhari doesn't have property outside the country, can he say same about his wife, children, sons, and daughters, in-laws? See, those ones, they don't even stay in Nigeria. Those ones are not even associating with Nigeria. Okay, maybe when they want to use the presidential jet and all that. I totally forgotten about the first family. The wife, they don't even take out time to even. I mean, how is it that the first lady of Nigeria is living in another country? Oh, the children, the Mommy, that's why you actually just reminded us and some Nigerians that that the first family actually, I don't know, but for me, I'd even completely forgotten about them. Kachi, is good to have you on here. Thank you very much. Kachi says Nigeria matataya person. Okay. Right, I know, right? But we are getting there. I hope you've taken out time to get your PVC. Please do also go out there to get your PVC. Yes. PVC collection ends this January. If you are yet to collect yours, please go and do so. Our Mumu don't do well to go get your PVC out there. For as many of you that are yet to, the collection centers, the queues that we are seeing that is surfacing online, that's coming up online, it is not encouraging at all. People should please go out there and get your PVC. This is one of our results. Yes, now I cannot blame myself or come on here and fool myself to say this is our only result. This is one of our strongest results, and I hope that we are ready to use the weapon called PVC to fight for justice, to fight for a better Nigeria, to fight for to a secured Nigeria. This is our strongest weapon, and I hope that we realize this. We go out there to get your PVC. That's why they are playing hanky panky. And please do well not to lose. Do well not to sell your PVC, do well not to sell your votes. Yes, please do well not to sell your vote. And with everything with the on ground, Peter Obi has come out to say that he's the best man for the job. Yes, remember that the APC presidential candidate once said that Peter Obi is stingy, called him stingy. He said, yes, that Nigeria needs a stingy president right now to help with our economy, somebody that will not allow people to siphon our money recklessly, open up their mouth like whales and begin to take our money. That no, we don't need somebody like that. We need someone, yeah, of course. We don't need somebody like that. We don't need people that that are like this. How that's why our governors are worshipped. like my state's former governor Akpabio, he one of his worshipped because he was always giving money. Yes, because he was always they invite him from fashion. If he's not going to that, the representative is going with millions of naira. Is seeing you, is coming into a place and hundreds of thousands of naira is flying into people's hand, and that's why they are worshipped. And that is why I mean we had this conversation yesterday. That's why they are worshipped. No, we cannot continue that way. Forget what those people are doing for you. It's your right. It is what should be accrued to you that they are doing, but they're not doing it the right way. So please, I saw a video of hopefully the video we brought on here later on in the evening should I say of a northern from his tongue, you can tell where you can tell his tribe. And he brought out this bag by APC. You guys said a derica of rice, a derica of beans, a derica of gari, and what a sachet of oil. And somebody was asking, is this your settlement for 4 years? Is this what is supposed to carry you for 4 years? One derica of this, one derica of is that what is supposed really you people collecting? And he said some things were taken out, some details were taken out of his PVC before he was given that bag. That is what he sold his own birthright for. One bag of that's minus one vote for one bag of rice. Excuse me, for one derica of rice, one derica of gari. I mean, for a family man, we cannot continue this way. We can't keep doing the same thing every time and expect a different result. No, it is going to be business as usual if we continue these things. And of course, they are being very smart about how they go about it, knowing that come that day, they will not be able to lotter around. So they are starting now to give out these things and get this contact. Oh, dear. At the end of the day, INEC, I hope you also have the same spirit. You also have the spirit of oneness, of a new Nigeria, of a better Nigeria, of a Nigeria that is being taken out of the bottom but to the top. I hope that you have that spirit also, because at the end of the day, INEC, at the end of the day, I hope that you catch this bug that has, gotten on to millions of Nigerians out there that, that want a better Nigeria, for crying out loud. All right, Kachi says African leaders with corruption and power now 5 and 6 African leaders. So imagine at this 2023 that we are like this, somebody is still giving one derica of rice. What are you supposed to do that with? Then they take your I don't know. Nobody has approached me to give out my PVC or to sell my vote or any of those details. But it sure won't. Whatever you are bringing to the negotiation table will surely not be one derica of rice and one derica of beans. Can you imagine what that? People should feel insulted that is what they are even giving to them. One derica of in this Nigeria of today, one derica of rice and t-shirts. What are you supposed to use? What is? I mean, it's supposed open our eyes to let us know. So before we go fit buy clothes, we go see shege. Before we go see rice chop, you go see shege. When they collect all these things, before I go, let me not include myself because I'm not collecting these things, so it will never come to me. I have the buy connection. Before I go see clothes, look at those items that are in those bags and just have it in mind that before you will see these things, you will see shege this coming regime if you fall for that. Good morning to you too, Subs guys. Good to have you on the broadcast. Thank you very much. All right, we'll move to another paper. I hope we've taken all on Daily Trust. Okay, so there was a bit of chaos yesterday when Labour Party went to Delta State yesterday to campaign, and there's a letter here there's a call out. There's a call out by representative from Labour Party, from Delta State to Labour Party, to Pat Utomi of Labour Party, saying that he's a liar, he's deceitful, and you wonder, I hope Pat Utomi, where is this coming from? Well, it has to do with space. Labour Party requested to use the stadium, but it is said that they were not given the stadium. And now a rep from Delta State is saying that they only assumed that they would not be given the stadium, that they did not even approach the right authorities. And they only assume, and Pat Utomi went on to make that press release about Delta State, and that he's only blackmailing them, and that's what has brought about all that name calling. So no, don't worry, don't think there's one no, it's this is what it's all about. Not giving parties a place for their campaign. But Delta State have come out to say they're not on about that kind of politics. That you want a space, you do the needful, they give you the space, you do your thing, and you go, and they continue with governance. That's what they are all about, and they are not that petty. All right. Obi has come out to say that yes, that they are most fit for presidency amongst the four runners of the presidential candidates this forthcoming presidential election. Say that him and his team and his running mates, that they are very fit, they are young, they are very fit, and they are the most qualified, and is stingy enough to run the country and help us save money. We pay what is left, we pay what we owe, and even save. And how can you say that all he does is just to save? Well, Nigerians, what do you think? You want someone who would help us? We have enough and we still have our own. Or you want the one that has a problem with you, with Nigeria having their own? What do you want, Nigerians? You let us know. Let us know by voting rightly. All right, let's see what other federal government has said that nothing by any means will stop the election, the forthcoming election. It will not be postponed. It will not be moved, not even for seconds. It will not be moved. Everything will carry out as planned. And then Tinubu has also, raised his voice or joined his voice what has happened in Edo State. And I just hope that, I hope that something is done quickly. Usually it's in the north. Now it is in Edo State. Where will this happen tomorrow? So I don't think we should just sit back and say Edo State. I think everybody should be everybody should be clamoring and doing this, else we will start having people being kidnapped in numbers like that from bus stations, train stations all over Nigeria. Well, Tinubu has come out to say that the attack on in Edo State has shown to us that we have not completely won the war. I don't understand what they mean by we have not completely. Let's see, we win before. Which one we win? Is it Buhari coming out to say that he has won the war against, he has fulfilled his promise against fighting Boko Haram? Is that what has given us an edge? Because I don't, it is saying how today you are releasing, it's in the papers that about 600 and something of repentant terrorists are about to be released to governors. It doesn't make sense how they're releasing. What makes them repentant? What is the yardstick for knowing a repentant terrorist? It doesn't make sense. This president, you are jeopardizing our security. Just few months to the election, and you people have been releasing them in their hundreds, and you come out today to say due to insecurity. See, 5 a.m. in the morning, Nigerians, we suppose full collection center to collect PVC. Now like that, we suppose show say we dey vex. Now so we suppose show. 5 a.m. everybody don't day collection center, don't day what day everywhere. January 31st is around the corner. PVC collection is going to stop. How then do we come back to all of this? Look at what is happening, and the president is coming out here to tell us that he has fulfilled. We'll move on. Let's see what other story we are yet to take. On here. The CBN, Godwin Emefiele. Where is Godwin Emefiele? Nigerians, we've really been played though. You guys know, right? Let us accept it that they've really taken us like fools. No, this is not a fresh insult. It's just calling out what it is. They don't take us like mumu over the years. Where is Godwin Emefiele? You're the one that has implemented. Now look at the chaos happening in the banking hall, and you are not here. You are somewhere saying you have instructed all ATMs they should stop paying the new naira over the counter. It should be there, but these banks don't even have. Don't be waiting and get and go put inside ATM. You are saying they should put the new naira. They don't even have the new naira. Also, those that have been asking, I asked a banker friend, I don't know, they are refusing to even come up and talk because when it comes to this new naira and everything, they are tied. But for those that are abroad, there's an opening even those here in Nigeria, you will just not from 31st of January, you will not be able to use that. It will not be a legal tender anymore. It becomes illegal to use the money to transact business in Nigeria or outside the country. But you can always take this money to the bank and the money will be paid into your account. It will reflect in your account, but that's the only way you can dispose the money going forward. But that's only for you. So if you know anybody coming to Nigeria, do well to dispose the naira that you have. And that window is only for a period of time. It is not official, so that it's not out there when it will be closing, but there's a window for that. So if you have anybody coming to Nigeria, I don't know how long, if it's going to be a month, 2 months, 3 months, they don't know for now. I mean, somebody just stays somewhere and just calls the shots. No. So, my beloved people, this information I was going to bring on here. If you have anybody coming into the country, do well to give them your money. The money will reflect in your accounts. That's the only way you can use the money come January 31st. But these people, the banks are saying that they don't have the new naira. So what they have is what they are giving, which is the old naira. We can't call it old naira, which is the former naira, which is the former naira. But now is not a good time for the governor of CBN to be sick. If you are sick, if you cannot go on, I beg, drop down now, drop it, resign. Resign. Let us have someone who would pick up this mantle and run. Resign. All this sick and flying abroad when we have hospitals in Nigeria does not make sense. We need to change everything. If you're a public holder, stay in this country and fix it. There's a story of a doctor who has a Lassa fever. This doctor kept working and working until he dropped dead. He had Lassa fever, but it did not stop because of the shortage of doctors. And you read in the papers, the first paper we read today at Daily Trust, that the federal government are looking at hiring doctors, Nigerian doctors abroad. All right. We are just, what they say, we are just stunned. We are just stunning. It looks like we are in a circle. We are just stunning. We know they go front, we know they go back, we know they even go left, we know they go right. Those ones who even manage to yank themselves out of the middle to run away. They are saying that you want to hire them abroad and bring them back to Nigeria. Like, wow, wonderful. All right, we'll be moving on to the last paper for the day, and that is the Punch. If you are yet to like the broadcast, please take out time to like the broadcast and do also support us by clicking on the dollar sign to the right on the comment section. Thank you very much. And I also want to hear from you on the comment section. Please do well to talk to me. On the Punch here, we have gunmen attack NDLEA operative, soldiers rescue Lagos Baron. NSCDC mourns as Kaduna bandits kill 7 officers. Obi promises to negotiate with Biafran agitators. Entertainers, politicians eulogize Ayim Osigwe as AMA founder dies. Last lap, Tinubu campaign malls alliance with smaller parties. APC looking beyond PDP, NNPP, Labour Party, reaching out to parties to adopt Tinubu. PCC member, Senator Akombi, says, no negotiation. Yes, we won't step down for ex-Lagos governor. Accord Party presidential candidates. Blackouts as 16 die in California flooding, and that's the picture story on there. Nigerian passports falls by 38 places in global ranking. 2 female suspects detained over Lagos missing baby. Federal government shortlist 139 bidders for gas projects. All right, we'll move to the human interest story on here of a lady that gave birth. She had a baby. And after she had the baby, the police came and arrested her on grounds that she wanted to sell the baby. Like, person just born, police come. I mean, with all that confusion in Nigeria police, I tell you, when you want to leave your house, for those that engage in money devotion, include make I not get police matter this day. As I said, that's a serious prayer, my people. Anyway, she had a baby. This policeman came arrested on the grounds of that she wants to sell the child. And there was a back and forth at the station. There was a back and forth when they got to the station. The man took the baby from her, gave the baby to another lady there, and dismissed her, gave her 50,000 naira, threatened her never to show her face. I mean, the story is unbelievable. Threatened her never to show her face at the police station. 15,000 naira with newborn baby. Now, do want to remember that this is the second time we are bringing a story like this year. The first one was given 175,000 naira, after having the baby, a failed surrogacy. And this is another story. 15,000 naira was given to the lady. She was not having it. She kept going to the police station, and the man gave her another 150,000 naira and threatened her never to return to the station else. But the lady is not having it. She has reached out to the papers, asking for help, and the story is still playing out. The story has been going on. There's been investigations. They are yet to get the baby, but the two women, that the names that were mentioned, they've been arrested alongside the policeman, but they are yet to lay hands on the baby. And the woman is saying she wants a child. The lawyers that are fighting for the human rights that are fighting for her are saying that the woman has to be compensated for doing that, and also the baby must be found and returned to the mother. And they're also saying that the police are stalling on this, and that there's no reason why the police should stall on this, that they should speed up investigations and return and reunite this family back together. All right, that's the story on Punch. That's the story on the human interest story on Punch. Now, Nigerian passport falls by 38. So this is done by the yardstick for getting this is by the number of places that the passport can go to, either visa on arrival, or you don't even need visa to go to these countries. Just your passport will do the magic for you. And initially we were at 100 just last year, just in 2022 when this survey was carried out. We were at 100, and it's good to know that we have now gotten to. It's good to know, although people are saying that now we know say we don't get levels, now we know say, but 38 from 100. I think we are climbing the ladder. But what do you think? You also think, say, our passport no get level. But someone's also said that we hope that this new government will help restore our faith. Saying, holding this our green passport there, it's sure to even push you at risk. Just seeing the passport alone, you just know that you're about to sleep at the airport. And some other stories, and also that the fact that the Nigerian passport is not even easy to come by, but when you eventually get it, you cannot do so much with it, and the harassment, I say, it is not worth it. But I don't know, from 100 to 38, we can only be hopeful that we'll keep climbing that ladder. But then again, how is our conduct outside? We keep saying government, how is our conduct outside? If the passport is being, if the color of the passport attracts some kind of unnecessary security measures on you, detailing on you, then we should also talk to ourselves about our conduct outside of the country. Okay, talking about the smaller parties, APC is clamoring, is begging, or is looking to liaise with other parties, to join votes. Yeah, to come together, join votes. Yes, they are calling, inviting other smaller parties. They are no longer looking at a merger, a possible merger by NNPP, by Labour Party, or even by PDP. Now they're looking like Accord and other parties. But Accord has said that no, we are not doing this with you. They believe in their money. But let's see how this plays out. Let's see the other parties that will submit or job for Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Listening to Keyamo was saying that they are inviting as many people that will see the lights and know that they do not have a chance, and they get to see the light in APC's candidates and resonate to the light and submit to that light. That's what they are saying. They're inviting, opening their arms, inviting other parties that would want to submit to that possible measure. That is all that we have on our newspaper review today. Thank you for joining us. Please take our time to like the broadcast if you are yet. So, Mr. Machiavelli, a beautiful morning to you. Let's hear from you, sir.
Thank you. Good morning to you, Mrs. Sima. How are you doing today? And thank you so much for having me on your show.
I'm well, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Well, let me just, first of all, you were asking where is Emefiele. It was just very surprising. A CBN governor, we don't know where he is. That's I don't know how we're going to put that. But, well, there was a court case against Emefiele about this whole money thing. And it happens that the court struck the case off and said and asked them never to investigate this guy because it's just absolutely baseless. And they have even told the DSS to desist from even investigating this guy. And it just keeps coming and coming. I'm very happy these days that our judiciaries are standing very tall and actually interpreting what what the law actually says. And another thing that I'm very happy for is this whole money thing that the CBN has put in. It actually shows that it's not going to be business as usual, because most of them were already keeping these money bags to actually use it to buy votes. And now it is actually very, very strong for them not to use it. And I think it's going to be the old money is going to be in circulation, I think this next week or something like that. So it's going to be very, very, very difficult for all these guys to start using it. And they if you see, during when they went back to the parliament to actually try to push in so that they can increase the withdrawal rate, but it's still dangling because they have not arrived at a point yet to say this is what we want. And Emefiele himself has just kind of put himself in exile. So we are just going to be looking at a situation whereby everybody is just stagnant. We don't know what to do. And it's even better for us because with the electorate to see that the money bags, they cannot use their money. They cannot be moving money like that or carrying money like in big cash and things like that. So that's just the reason why. That's just the reason why I was very happy with what Emefiele has just done. And another thing you were talking about, the INEC, trying to make sure that at least the election take place. And you hear from the
before we move on to INEC, let's talk a bit about Emefiele. So, I mean, you think that Emefiele is in hiding, or you think he's really sick?
Well, this is what the thing is kind of a little bit ups and downs, because they cannot tell you where he is. They cannot tell, because the fact is, they just want to make sure that he is kind of being punished for what he has done. To get what I mean? Like, do you imagine at this time where the money bags are already putting their money in order for them to use it during the election, and somebody just come out with a decree and said, okay, let's have it done like this. If you notice, when he went to meet the president in Daura, and the president was like, we are not going back. So it's just like, is it this thing just being prepared to actually make sure that the money bags doesn't work this time? Do you get what I mean? So this whole team of him hiding, it's just, we cannot tell what's going on because it's a film show. We are seeing a film show whereby it's a cat and mouse game. I'll hide myself. They won't see me. After all, the case in the court has just been thrown away. So I'm just going to keep myself. After the election, I'll come out. So the money cannot be used. Everybody is just stagnant. Go and vote. Whoever emerges. So the money will not be there. But the point is that Nigerians are going to suffer. The Nigerians are the ones that are going to suffer, because right now people go to the bank. We don't even find the money. So you can see that these people, the new ones, the new money now that is into circulation, these money bags are trying to get hold of it so that they can actually stockpile it again. You never know. So we are just kind of like, we are looking and we don't even know what to do. I feel so much bad for what is actually happening, but because can you imagine a CBN governor, the governor that controls the money of a country, it's nowhere to be found. So I think our government knows what is happening, but they just don't want to tell us. So that's good for them. And then the election, the INEC one is also a very funny one, because it looks as if this whole thing is playing and like a film, like I told you. Because yesterday, the INEC and all the political party agreed that the election was going to take place. Do you understand? So some other people from these other parties that have had meetings with the INEC are already seeing the sign that Mr. Mahmoud, who is the chairman of INEC, was taken to court as well. They were trying to use court case to kind of pressure him so that they can bar him from office because he's not doing it the way they want, because he insists on the beavers. So they are trying to make it look as business as usual so that they can maybe steal ballot balls or something. So that is why you see this kind of, it's not going to take place, it's going to take place. And the same court actually didn't agree to what they actually, the allegation laid against Mr. Mahmood, just to make sure that they suppress him so that he can give up. And the court actually stroked the case out. There were cases of money laundering on him and all sorts of things. But actually, the court actually told them there's no evidence found against this guy. Why are you guys actually trying to, winch on this guy? And they should not even investigate him as well. So the whole case is the whole thing is just kind of, stagnant. And all the political parties, which also agree that this thing should go, the election should take place regardless of what this insecurity or whatever is that they are trying to use as a kind of a mechanism to kind of tell the people this is the reason why it didn't hold. But INEC is standing toward and saying, well, this thing is going to hold. So there's a pressure from certain people to say, don't let it hold because maybe they're going to use it for their own benefit or something. So that is where this is the situation we are right now. From today, maybe we are going to be hearing more of the news, like if it's going to be, if it's not going to be, things like that. And so also the issue of insecurity they are using, some of these political parties have said they are just being, sponsored, using this thing to, suppress the voters so that they don't go into that place to vote. And before you know it, election has been, it's already been in place. But my fear is, not my fear. My thing is that if there's an insecurity in the country, has this been today? It's been on for months or even a year, more than a year now. So there's a way you manage it. If INEC is collaborating with the security agents and the government give INEC the machinery through which the election can take place, make sure that whenever you are sending INEC officials, they are heavy security apparatus actually put in place. This thing will take place. So why are we trying to push the narrative of, oh, there's insecurity in this, so, that is why the election is not good. So that is what all the other political parties are saying. That is not true. These people should tell us what is actually happening because they have had a meeting with INEC and INEC say they are ready for it. So if INEC is ready, so the federal government should ensure that they have security machineries on ground that will take care of this whole thing. Why pushing the narrative?
All right.
Get me? So that's the thing. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Machiavelli. Okay, let's move on to Mr. Panza. Mr. Panza, good day to you, sir. Good to have you on here.
Good day, Emma. How are you? Let me say that, first of all, let me greet Kachi and Mommy Diaspora and everybody over there in the chat section. If I come in here and I just read Mommy Diaspora's posts, I would be I'll make a lot of friends here. And of course, I will advance the reason why we're here, which is to elect Peter Obi and his crew, adults, to take over this country and make it better. But first of all, let me also associate myself with the remarks of Mr. Machiavelli. He nailed it on all fronts. So my input is going to be very short because I agree with virtually everything he said. Now, it looks like the press, Nigerian press, whom they're very good in what they do, especially if they're not bribed or anything. If they focus on it, they get it right more than even the Western press. They portray Mr. Tinubu as somebody who's kind of desperate now and worried that he will be defeated. And he's, in fact, looking for smaller parties to adopt him as their candidate. That will be funny, right? That'll be funny if some of these smaller parties who's been fighting for one little thing or the other, all of it, if they achieve it, is going to move us forward. Because, for example, what Showore wants it's not anathema to what we want. It's just that he doesn't have the wind right now. Let's assume AAC adopt Tinubu as their presidential candidate. He's going to make the news even on CNN. It'd be funny. So I don't think his reprieve is going to come from that. But in the interest of time, let me also say that the CBN Governor, Emefiele, the courts have already given him a clearance not to be even interrogated. It's an independent agency. You can disagree with his policy, but the insult comes from trying to say, now you could accuse him of corruption or whatever, but don't say that he's funding terrorism. That is not part of his culture. Don't try to water down. We know what terrorism is and the source, the source of it, where it comes from. Everything is not terrorism. It's defined. We know who carry out that terrorism over there. Goes and kill Deborah, go to the Chibok secondary school and grab people or bomb people in the trains. Nobody should be that silly that you're gonna try to make Emefiele a sponsor of terrorism. Who's even gonna listen to you with that kind of allegation and that kind of nonsense? If he's committed fraud, go to the channels. The courts make the decision. Finally, I have to give credit to President Buhari. You know, his body language lately has been quite an adult and trying to do the right thing. He's trying to be independent. He's trying to say the election is going to hold, that he's not going to tolerate what you may call it, any violence or any kind of intimidation. He's saying it and he's doing it. He's not letting his vice president go and start pushing anybody who shouldn't be pushed, right? Or the secretary to the secretary to the government. Important, serious people. So Buhari, in my eyes, is doing the right thing. All of a sudden. Now, those who are going to accuse him of being a different guy from the one that committed a coup d'etat, rigged the election in 2015, might have a case that we now have a different Buhari in there. He's quite serious that there will be no rigging of the election. Now, you tell me, Emma, if there's no rigging of election, is Tinubu going to get up to 1 million votes? I don't think so. He's going to be out. This country revival will come on February the 25th. So I'm very happy about that. Thank you very much.
All right, Mr. Panza, thank you very much. Good morning to you, Umana Pamela, and Happy New Year to you. Good to have you on this broadcast. Thank you for being here. Mr. Chooks, I'm not sure we've spoken this year. How are you doing, Mr. Chooks? Good to have you on here. Let's hear from you, sir.
Good morning, Emma. Good morning, fellow panelists. Good morning, everybody, and happy, wonderful New Year. Yeah, we haven't spoken. You know, I just struggled to come on here today just to, wish you Happy New Year and everybody. So if you don't mind, you can recap me on what is being said. I just said that today I must do it.
All right, thank you for your time on here, Mr. Chooks. It's lovely to have you on the broadcast. All right, yesterday INEC caused the pandemonium in the political sphere by coming out to say that the elections may be cancelled or postponed. Although the federal government today has assured and reassured us through the Minister of Information, Lai Mohammed, that the elections is going to hold come rain, come sunshine. And also, APC is calling for smaller parties or other parties to merge with them, so they can form a Voltrum and, give Tinubu winning chances. Those are the major stories, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, they can call heaven to merge with them. apart from the four major parties, except if Kwankwaso is ready to work for him, you know, I don't see any other person, you know. They don't even, I haven't even seen any other person apart from this four major, this thing, having a rally, having a campaign or whatever, so he can call it whatever they like. Yeah, coming to INEC, it's I'm here on a different perspective from the likes of Machiavelli or Mr. Panza. Not disrespecting to them, you know, to their opinions. You know, but INEC telling us that they are ready for the election. It's a fallacy, completely fallacy. You know, INEC doesn't hold the security system. INEC has never prosecuted anybody with electoral offenses. That they are ready. I mean, how ready can you be? You know, if you don't own the monopoly of the security system to make sure that there are securities, you know, are you going to tell me today that my child or my sister or my brother, you know, is an NYSC or an ad hoc staff? You're going to send him to Brunei or even to Anambra State to you know, to conduct the it's being governed by this present administration like a cowboy. That is what I see them do. If you see the APC campaign, they behave like cowboys. You go to the presidency, all of them, they behave like cowboys. You know, everything in Nigeria looks like a joke. It looks like a joke. It's like there's no direction. You know, so them coming out telling us that they are ready. Ready for what? How do you tell people that you are ready? You need to prove it. I've not seen any proof that they are ready. I mean, look at what happened in Edo State a few days ago. Is that a sign of being ready? All they're just doing is to scare people away, make people think otherwise, because they see. Look, I was believing that the election is going to hold successfully, but with recent events, I've seen it that, you know, these people, they knew they are losing ground, so they want to bring out confusion, you know, just to make everything. And that is where I'm going to agree with Mr. Machiavelli, because he said it, that, you know, they're losing ground, so they're going to say something. They're going to do something to put doubts in people's mind that the election is not going to hold. If they're ready to, I mean, look at what happened a few months ago, within a few months ago, you know, you see that the security has actually, you know, that not improved, but things, we're not hearing stories. You know, towards this election now, we start hearing more stories. So it's like a film. Nigeria is completely like a film. Because we were having confidence, or the security is you know, improving, everything is improving, you know, we're going to have a successful election. But once they see that they're losing ground, you know, they start messing everything up. Buhari can come here and tell us whatever he likes, vote who you want. Then in the next minute, he's going to work on his legacy and all this kind of nonsense. I don't believe anything that comes out from this set of politicians. They're just there, you know, to do their own biddings. If it doesn't work, they cause confusion or even cause bloodshedding. That's what they are. I'm very angry since yesterday when INEC come out to say this, because they should have been saying this all along. All along, they should have been saying, we don't think this is going to hold, so that people know it on time. Why would you come out now to say this? If in the past you told us that you are ready, everything is in place, including security, because you cannot do without security. There's no synergy between INEC and the security officials. Quote me anywhere. And is that what we're talking about? That the election is going to hold successfully? If there's no synergy between INEC don't even know the security system. They don't know who is there. We can take our mind back to previous elections. What happens? Who do they issue reports to? What action was taken? You say, if I, sometimes like yesterday when I had in my hood or in my council, in my this, in my that, I just, said, hey, don't get yourself depressed because it doesn't worth it. It doesn't worth it. I'm
Excuse me, Mr. Bibweze and Miss Emma, could I just interject a little bit on
yeah, sure.
Okay. Emma, is that okay? Okay, so Chooks, my brother,
yeah,
you and I, we agree 100% on both politics and process. When you say to people, go and get your PVC, what you're saying in that comment,
yeah,
if you complete it, it means go and get your PVC because that's what you're going to use to select the next president of Nigeria. That PVC is important. That's what I'm saying. If I complete your sentence, I would say, go and get your PVC because it doesn't matter. They're going to rig that election. Okay? Now, one's rational, one is irrational. When you say they, there's not a monolith there. Buhari is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces of Nigeria, and he's largely been ruling the country by body language. He doesn't address the country. It doesn't take one day to plot to rig the election. If he signed that Electoral Act of 2022 that brings in the BVR, he renders useless a lot of people the normal way of rigging the election. So that's a very good step that he's taking right there. He's reluctant in going out there with Tinubu to push for Tinubu to become president of the country. Everybody can see that. There is, however, division. There's not they. You have two factions in government right now. The cabal, who try to make Tinubu, the cabal who try to make Tinubu the nominee, and Buhari, the vice president, secretary to the boss Mustafa, people like that, who try to make the Senate president their nominee. So they have a fight there. So what INEC is saying, INEC is not going to be responsible for people blowing up trains right now, doing all kinds of terrorism out there. So we have our eye on the ball. On top of that, we have our principal and his party and Patu Tomi and all kinds of people who are watching the activities going on there. So far, there's no alarm that the election is going to be rigged. So those who contend that the election is going to be rigged have the onus on their head to show the evidence. There's no evidence so far. But I understand we cannot be naive. We have to be vigilant. We have to deal with it. When whatever they bring, we're going to deal with it. The country, the citizens are sovereign. They have determined that this election is not going to be rigged. So without Buhari and his armed forces, Tinubu could say whatever he wants. Let me conclude by saying that when you watch Buhari's outing the other day, I think it was Yola, he went to support a female.
Mr. Panza, you have just 30 seconds to round off this submission, please. So I move on. Thank you.
Okay, I appreciate that time. So, Chooks, basically, I don't disagree with you, but what I'm doing is what you do for me here sometime, which is to give me the oomph to keep going. So I want to give you that oomph. Don't despair. We have smart people, not just people to be in that Labour Party, and they're not going to let this election be rigged with impunity. They may try. It's not going to be, so far, the funds have been cut off. MFLA is given that directive that on a certain day, a date certain, the old Naira notes are going to be useless and worthless. And they're chasing all over for him. The courts have said, look, don't arrest this guy. One thing you must know about Tinubu is just a propagandist. he wants to take credit for Buhari. He wants to assume that the military is behind him. And he's just kidding himself, right? So stay strong. Let's go get the PVC. That PVC is gold. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Panza, for saying that. Just for you, it's good to have you on the broadcast. How you doing, sir? Please, let's hear from you.
Good morning, everybody. I greet you all once again. I'm happy to be here for quite a while now. I haven't been here because of some logistic problem now. I greet you all Niger family and the entire Nigerians. I greet you all. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Okay. Miss Emma, I appreciate you seeing you here. I'm very glad the way you handle things. I would have loved, because of time, you didn't give much time, 2 minutes or 3 minutes is not enough. I would have loved to digest on the Nigerian dropping from 100 to 38 in their ranking or things like that. So it's
nobody has taken that story, so let's hear from you. Let's hear from you. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm very glad for that one. So what the legacy Buhari is trying to leave behind now is that he has failed Nigeria, but he's trying to make it up. You understand? Just like our Baba now, the main Baba, Obasanjo, who is trying. He said, "I have disappointed Nigerian face," but he's trying to make it up. I want to tell you that if Nigeria is organized, the whole Africa and the black race will be respected, and the person that will bring that forth is Obi. So, and the MFLA, nothing happened to MFLA because MFLA is just hiding. If they have opportunity to eliminate him, they will eliminate him. So they have tried they have failed. They have tried so many places and many they have failed. So MFLA is hiding. Nothing happened to him. I will tell you categorically. MFLA is from the South, and he's an intelligent person. So they are just really working hard to make sure that this election is credible. I really want to speak on that one, because if you see at the initial time, they wanted to rig the election by registering. INEC was collaborating with Tinubu or whatever. I don't have a particular party that I would say was responsible, but somebody was there that was responsible, where they were registering 1900 people have died, Chinese, Indian, or all the rest, and underage people. These are probably people were following them up. So they now discover that there is nothing they can do, to rig the election. So they're now trying to make up. And I want to say one thing here. Buhari is trying to make up. If you watch Buhari, but if you look at Buhari body language, it's really just want to make free and fair election. For my own point of opinion, it's really want to make free and fair election, because this beavers of a thing is not something somebody can actually rig, but it can be rigged. Why? Because you buy vote, you buy what they call it, voters card. All these voter card they are dropping in the gutter. These are ways of rigging election. Election is not just only going there to drive people away. There is a way you can rig election. Person have right to go and vote, and you deny that person. What if a registered voter? What is he doing in the gutter? I think everybody, you show it in the Niger Watch now. So these are ways that people who are doing it in the old ways, they have seen that there is no way for them, so they will manipulate anyhow to make sure that they have their way. So for me, MFLA is doing his best, and the government is following him up. Buhari, the only thing Buhari is trying to tell APC is that, or Tinubu, is that I will support you by campaigning, by joining you to campaign. I will support you. But for me to rig the election, I will not rig the election. I want to make sure that the credible Nigerian that the Nigerians want will be there. All Nigerians, they want Nigeria to be fixed. We are now the mockery of all nations, and Nigeria is supposed to be an example in Africa. So they are trying to make up for that. No matter what they do, no matter what this old system do, that is why they are trying to match up with this thing. I want to say somebody was trying to talk about NNPP. NNPP is not going to merge with Tinubu. Do you know why? Because when you watch, when they wanted to merge with the Labour Party, They say that the agenda, the manifesto is almost similar. So they want to arrange Nigeria. And they see that APC and PDP have destroyed Nigeria. And they want to arrange Nigeria. So if they are not going back to APC, it means they are now falling back to what they don't want to do before. So definitely, I don't see any reason why they will merge with APC. But the only fear is there is that I don't know whether they can buy them over. That is only where they can rig the election, or they can, persuade Kwankwaso to merge with them. And Kwankwaso have made it clear that I'm not going to buy down for anybody. Whether I fail, I succeed, I must participate in this election. That is for Kwankwaso. But for the Labour Party, for other smaller parties, that is what I cannot say. Because when you give them money, they can easily fall back because they know they are not going to win. But for Sowore itself, I want to say that Sowore is somebody you cannot really predict. For him, he has been against what they call it. He has been against Tinubu. For him to merge with Tinubu and endorsing Tinubu, I don't see it. Somebody was saying that they have endorsed Tinubu. If he has done that, which means he has not really have Nigeria at heart. For me, let me just stop for a while now. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much for that, Mr. George. Thank you, and a big thank you to each and every one of you with us on this broadcast. Michael, I see you. I will hear you twice. Michael, it's good to have you on the broadcast. Sam Sky, thank you for being on here with us. Mommy Diaspora, thank you, Mama Dearest, for always. Also, a big thank you to Mana Pamela. Thank you for being with us. Elsa Govo, thank you. Bella Naomi, how you doing? It's good to have you on the broadcast. Victor Smart, how you doing? It's good to have you on the broadcast. Thank you for being on here. Please do also like this broadcast. Do also support us on our every broadcast by clicking on the $ to the right on the comment section. You also have a slot to support us. If you're watching the replay, you can support us by clicking on the super thanks option. Very safe and secure. And of course, these are our account details. Please do also show some love, do the needful. Thank you very much. Thank you for supporting Niger Watch brand. Thank you for being here every Monday to Monday. Thank you for being here back to back. If you are here to subscribe to our YouTube channel, I beg, take out time to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also take out time to subscribe. Also take out time to turn on your notification bell, excuse me. Thank you very much. And do also like our every broadcast. This is our newspaper review, and we are rounding up this section already, but we have a section in the evening by 5 p.m. where we have our discussion extensively. The timing is also better. So please do also join us and like our every broadcast. Thank you very much. To my panelists, thank you for today. Thank you. It's been very educative. I say big thank you to each and every one of you, gentlemen. Thank you very much. Mr. Machiavelli, I come to you to give your final submission. How do you react to our number being 38, as against 100 as at last year? What do you say to this? Big ups to us or nah?
Oh, you mean we fall down to 38 or we've increased? Is that what you're trying to say? Miss Emma, can you hear me?
I think so. But what she's trying to say that the Nigerian passport is now have more value than as it was in the past. That is what she's saying.
Oh yeah, it's a plus to her.
Thank you for that, Mr. George. Mr. Machiavelli, are you clear now?
Yeah, it's add more value. Yeah, it's a plus. It's I'll tell you, this is what happened. The rescue from what what they're putting into the system, like what Emefiele did, actually made it very, have to rise it up, because that's what it is. Because when there's too many things going in circulation and a lot of corruption, it's going to drop, because they don't want to actually put in more of their interest in that country. That's what it is. So what Emefiele just did, I think that was what made it rise, because if you notice, these are economists, so they know what they're doing. And that is why I'm very, very happy to how it has actually tried to, push a lot of things away. And if you look at something like Singapore, this is what Singapore did. And that today you can see the Singaporean passport is very, 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 very strong. So a lot of things like this. We want something like a radical change that will push in some things into the economy and make some kind of our economy boost a bit. And I'm very happy to what Emefiele did. If just one, so let's see. And by the special grace of God, Obi comes into the system, and the system will vibe more and more. And I assure Nigerians that it will increase. And because of all these things that is happening that Emefiele did, and to be honest, and the issue of this the Electoral Act, do you actually know that some of the parliamentarians are not even happy about it? Because when they passed the bill, they didn't go in details to actually find out what how this thing might be to their own selfish interest. Now they are finding out. Now they are looking for ways to try to reappeal it, and which is going to be impossible, because they now see that it's not going to be business as usual. I can categorically tell you that they are not really happy with the Electoral Act, because they thought it was going to swipe their way. But little did they know that that was just the key to hammer them. And now, here we go. So thank you for having me. I'm very grateful. And I thank you, Nigerians, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you, Mr. Machiavelli, for that. Move on to Mr. Panza. Mr. Panza, sir, let's have your final submission.
Thank you very much. And is this our last input tonight, today on this, or do we have another round coming up here? Is this our closing remarks then?
Yeah, this is closing remark.
Remarks, okay. By the way, let me say to you, just for you, I watched you very few days ago in another program, and boy, what a fantastic job you did in trying to straighten out some forces who are still not on board to get this country straightened out. You made a case for the Labour Party and why we should put all our efforts into making that happen. So I thank you very much for a very beautiful job you did over there.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now let me say again to my brother Chooks Obiboeze, Chooks, you and I mean, there's no daylight between our politics. I mean, every time I see you, I'm redundant in that show, because you speak with the force and gravity that I would have, or even you're more eloquent than I am in pushing out your ideas and everything else. So I want to do the same for you this time by saying, let's be encouraged. Buhari have said categorically that this election, that he's going to make sure not only that it holds, but that it's conducted free, fair, credible, and inclusive. And that after this, that he's going to retire to his country home in Daura, Katsina. We could say a lot of things about Buhari, and there's a lot to be said about him. A lot of evil things that are done not only by him, but under his name. That he doesn't really come out proactively and say things that are lies, pretty much. I believe that he wants to conduct a free, fair election. So I'm urging everybody to go and get your PVC. It's a biometric thing. When you hear news about people buying PVCs, dumping PVCs here and there, yes, there is that kind of activity where they go and they buy the PVC from their opponent's precinct, where they would have lost otherwise, and they buy the PVC and then dump it because those people cannot vote without that PVC. It's not for them to take that PVC, go in there and vote for somebody else. That wasn't actually the way Nigerian elections are rigged. It's rigged during collation. Collation means when it's counted. Prior to this 2022 election, after the votes are cast by our fellow citizens, it's not just INEC that's rigging the election, it's the army that are transporting those ballots. They just changed the result. This time around, they cannot do that. In the section, I believe it's section 47, it's replacing the old section 49. This time around, the local precinct will know how many votes. It's just being electronically transmitted to the center. So those have to jive, because let's say you were in my precinct, let's say I'm in Port Harcourt, and I voted in Port Harcourt. So before that thing is transmitted to the central location, we know how many votes were cast, who won that precinct. All we have to do now is to match it to what's over there in the central location, and that's very, very easy to do. Let me conclude by saying there's another concern about the BVR and those biometric and the PVC itself about having the proper signal in many locations. It's possible that there won't be enough signal to carry that thing on. But let's just say it happens all over the country. There'll be some in the north, there'll be some that will happen in the south. So if we have those kind of things take place, act of God, lack of technology, we could at least deal with that one. What we don't want is somebody to change that thing. Obi, Dati are going to win this thing by such overwhelming numbers. The preponderance is going to be insane. Right now, the polls that are being conducted show the same thing. Obi sometimes gets as much as the rest of them combined. So go get your PVC, make it an overwhelming thing, just in case some areas don't have the signal for the BVR machines to function properly. It will make a difference. So thank you very much. Go get your PVC. It's like gold in the next 30 days. If you have your PVC, you could even get a wife just because you have a PVC. That's what I heard. All right. Thank you very much.
Mr. Panza, thank you very much for your submission. We'll move on to Mr. Chooks. Mr. Chooks, let's have your final submission, please.
Yeah, thank you once again. Thank you, Mr. Panza. Whenever you speak, I listen. And like you said, there's no difference between you and I from what we want. The only thing is, like I said before, when I think of Nigeria, it's depressive. That is it. I'm not giving up hope, and I'm still encouraging people. But what I heard yesterday, it's like I don't know how to put it. So that is where, because we've been saying about INEC not being ready to give people their PVCs and all that. When you put all these things together, then you begin to wonder. But like you said, I'm hopeful that the election is going to hold, and if it holds today, better. Maybe it's going to smash. There is no argument about it. It's with MFLA. I'm not going to swear for MFLA. Because
Can you hear me? Emma, can you hear me?
We are hearing you now, but I don't know whether Emma is hearing you. It was silent before, but I'm hearing you now.
Okay.
I think we have a terrific network issues today. I think it's from me. I don't know what's happening. Mr. Chooks, I and other people cannot hear you. So respectfully, I'll be moving on to Mr. Chris George. Just for you, please, let's have your final submission. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much once again. Let me just use 1 minute to pray for Nigeria Watch and all YouTubers for their job well done, and the medias. May God continue to guide you, provide for you all you need in this year. May you receive it in double fold in the name of Jesus.
Amen.
Because one thing, if not because of these medias, this YouTube and the rest of them, the media in Nigeria, they were almost collaborating at the first time. When we attacked them, they not changed. I want to tell you that. Like Arise Television, and the only young man that was doing this job there is the young man we'll be talking about, Refine. Now everything is balanced. Now I must tell you, everything is balanced. It's not business as usual. The medias are doing their job, and that is why we see that this election is going to hold, and is going to hold in free and fair. For me, I want everybody to take it. Every Nigerian, to take it as a job. Let us go out there. Let us do everything to make sure that Obi come into power. Because when Obi come into power, with these things we have seen now, from 100 and something to 38, even as I heard it now, I'm very, very glad. I'm still glad, and I will celebrate it. When you hold Nigerian passport, I don't know whether if I want to tell you the humiliation I got, you will cry. I miss my flight because of this humiliation. I miss my flight. And the flight, when they consulted the police who did this in Germany here, they have to book another flight for me. This is the humiliation because of the humiliation is because of what our leaders are doing. So you as a Nigerian, somebody is coming to fix that one for you. You now have number one position is American visa, American passport. Number two, maybe it can be Japan. Number three, just Nigeria is not 38. You imagine if a person now will now fix Nigeria, we can be the top 10. We can be the top 10. So it is a thing that everybody want a good thing. It is you that will decide now. Do we want a better Nigeria? If you want a better Nigeria, there is a person there is saying that you make me, if I cannot fulfill my something, do me whatever you want to do. So let us go our EMS and vote for these people. It is not business as usual. These people have really proved them that they cannot rig the election. But I want to tell you, election, there are many ways a person can rig the election. What a person can deny you, person can tell you that your vote doesn't count and things like that. But if it doesn't count, why are they buying your vote? Go there, vote, get your PVC, make it whether consumption, because you are sowing seed against tomorrow. Yesterday you suffer. Today you don't know what tomorrow have for you. Tomorrow is pregnant for Nigeria. We don't know what is going to deliver. If you put in somebody there, it will deliver nice. But if you put wrong person there, what you suffered yesterday will be a tip of the iceberg. So that is what I have for Nigeria. Please go out there and vote for Peter Obi. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that submission, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you also for the prayers. Also, Michael said something very worthy of note. He said, please, we should continue to hit on those people kidnapped in Edo, because before you know it, the Fulani government will sweep it under the carpet. Humanity is more important than election. All right, let's also do well to hold our governors, before we stretch all the way to the center. Let us start with the one that is up there. But then again, is it not, wow, saying we should start with our governors? These are the same ones that are well endowed with thugs. Oh dear, God will help us for the country. Honestly, at this point, that's as much as I can say. And do well to get your PVC. Join the PVC with the God help, and we will go far. All right, thank you to each of you each and every one of you, I beg your pardon, that has been with me on this broadcast. I say big thank you. Please do well to like this broadcast if you are yet to do well to join me every Monday through to Friday by 10 a.m. Nigerian time for newspaper review. Do well to join us by 5 p.m. Nigerian time, Monday to Thursday for discussions. We have the debate by Fridays, 6 p.m. Nigerian time every Friday for the debate. Do well to turn on your notification bell so that you will be notified every time we go on live. Enjoy the rest of your day. Yes, join us by 5 p.m. for our 5 p.m. broadcast. Until then, stay safe. I'll see you tomorrow. Please take our time to like the broadcast. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.